So doesn't it seem like there's a whole lot of worry and concern about the 2020 economic downturn and how it might turn into a foreclosure crisis like the one we saw about a decade ago? Well, there is one main reason why that just won't happen, and it's the forbearance, a robust forbearance program. During the housing crash in 2006 to 2008, many people felt that homeowners should be forced to pay their mortgage despite the economic crisis our country was going through. There was no empathy for the challenges that those households were facing. In a 2009 Wall Street Journal article titled, "Is Walking Away from Your Mortgage Immoral?" John Corson, the chief executive of the Mortgage Banker Association, was asked to comment about those not paying for their mortgage, and he famously stated, "What about the message that will send to their kids and their family?" Corson, unfortunately, suggested that the people that weren't paying their mortgage were bad people, which unfortunately that's just not the case. And what occurred and what resulted from that lack of empathy? Well, foreclosures mounted up. And let me tell you one thing, this time will be different. There was an immediate understanding that homeowners will be faced with challenges not of their own doing. So the government stepped in and put in place this forbearance program, which relieved the financial burdens of households across the United States. So the program basically allowed homeowners and borrowers to suspend their monthly payment to kind of help out during this economic crisis we were going through and relieve some of the economic burdens. And we've all seen it was the absolute right thing to do. So what happens when this forbearance plan expires? There's definitely some analysts out there that are concerned that the borrowers who took place in this program will not be able to make up the back payments once the program does expire, therefore causing an onslaught of foreclosures. So banks and the government have learned from the experiences that we had during the housing crash, and they just don't want another huge onslaught of foreclosures. And for that reason, they have come up with alternative ways that homeowners can pay back the money owed over an extended period of time. Another major difference that we're seeing right now from this recession and the housing crisis in 06 and 08 is the amount of equity that people have built up into their home. People have the option now, especially with the lack of inventory that we have, is to sell their home, take their equity, and move into something smaller with less of a payment, or rent for a while their economic conditions improve. That just was not the case back in 06 to 08. So the differences that I just mentioned will be the reason that will avert a foreclosure crisis or a surge of foreclosures. And like Ivy Zellman just mentioned, recently stated, the likelihood of us reaching a foreclosure crisis is about 0%. So if you got any questions at all about the material I just covered, don't be afraid to give me a call, shoot me a text, shoot me an email, and I would love to talk to you about our current status of our real estate market here in the Texas Hill Country. We'll talk to you next time.